Folks, welcome back. It's High Seas Day, everybody. So my name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments on the official reveal of High Seas information. You guys have been waiting for this. We are also in this video going to reveal the first cold foil puzzle piece to show you guys what these things look like in a celebration of the launch for the summer of the Flesh and Blood Rudy Gem Keeper Season 2 games. And we will show you the promo card. So first, High Seas. So, we have our very first, you're probably not going to be able to see it very well because they're slabbed and the reflection on the camera. We have our first Fool's Gold, cold foil, extended full art. Absolutely gorgeous resource. It is generic and it is stunning in person. All the patron kits, every purchase, will get one. Most of them are graded 9. There are a small percentage that are 9.5 gold labels. I don't know if there's any pristine 10s. It has taken longer than expected. We've been very, very behind on getting this done. The issue is, unfortunately, the cold foil print run for the promo and also some of the cold foil puzzle pieces as we were going through auditing, sorting, getting these things prepared. Apparently, the right side, we believe, based on the print sheet, there are hard roller marks and some damage on about 5 to 10% of all the cards. We've been sorting them for condition and everything that prevents a lot of these things from being, well, perfect 10s or gold labels or anything. Still beautiful. Most people wouldn't even notice or care, but when we put them under very bright light or magnification or anything like that, or very bright white light or sunlight, or you can see the roller marks and things like that from the factory, but most are okay. So we've been dealing with a lot of that behind the scenes. So with High Seas coming up, I want to answer a few more Q&A. The market has gone absolutely bananas for High Seas. I think it's mostly because people weren't ready for it and people weren't expecting it. On the backs of the success of the Hunted and the demand for it and the excitement for it, I thought this was going to be a similar thing. And I'll be honest with you, make fun of me all you want. I actually thought High Seas was maybe going to be maybe 10% less successful or demand for the singles than the Hunted. That was my perspective. I was like, because I was like, it's going to be really tough for LSS to beat the Hunted. That was my general thing. Because I was like, look, you had heavy hitters in the Misty, then Rosetta with all of its beauty, and then you had the Hunted with just a raw, gritty, assassin blood craziness. But then I was like, I don't think they can top the Hunted. And, well, as with many things in life, sometimes Rudy got that one really, really wrong. So the demand for High Seas is unlike... I'm hesitant to say it, but I feel like the demand for High Seas, it almost feels like... It almost feels like the days of this. If you know what this is, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It feels like this is the first time I've seen since, 2020... Not 2021 like Monarch Tales, but the demand and the excitement is just really, really high. And the issue is a lot of the stores who are getting some product, they're not selling sealed product. Most stores are going to sell packs, well, because you make more money when you sell packs locally. Because again, anyone who's actually owned an LGS or been in the industry, well, your local scene or your local play group in your local store selling individual packs to local customers is the most profitable direction per pack, per margin, per card, per box. You can sell packs for, $5, or I guess, how many packs are in the Hunted? Are we doing 24? They didn't change the packs, did they? So let's just say 24, some box 24, 36, whatever. But let's say even 24 pack box. Like if you sell packs for $5.99 and then no one's going to say, how much are your packs of, High Seas? Oh, you're charging $7.99 a pack? People in the store having a good time with their friends, drafting, playing. They're not going to not buy a pack at your LGS for $1 or $2 difference a pack. That's why, again, we see very, very limited sales of sealed product of Flesh and Blood online because, well, it's more profitable to sell the singles. I mean, look at the volumes, look at the sell-through. Because Flesh and Blood, if you just use the metric of eBay TCG Player, you never see as much. But anyways, I don't want to ramble in that direction. Another video. So the stores are getting smaller normal allocations. Most of them are selling locally, or they're just going to open them and sell singles online, therefore reducing the supply of sealed, specially sealed cases even further. I don't know if LSS is going to do a second wave. I don't know if they're going to reprint more. I can't comment on that because I have no idea. I would assume they're not going to, because they didn't do it with the Hunted and they didn't do it with Rosetta. So I'm going to assume they're going to be, now again, maybe they put a press release after this because the prices go to, I mean, people online right now are acting like high seas boxes are going to be like $250 a box or $1,000 a case. And if there is no more supply and after release the market validates the price and is excited and everybody still want it, yes, the boxes could push to 200 plus a box. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to release more. I don't know if it's just going to stay flat where it is. That's up to you all in the market to decide. And again, to reiterate the other video, no, I am not jacking the price to $700, $800, $900, $1,000 for a kit. We're literally, I told you guys to reduce the demand and people from flipping. I'm lowering the patron volume. You cannot buy 3, 4, 5, 6 kits from me. We're cutting the volume down to 1 or 2 max. Okay? So, for tonight's sale, this video should be going live on a Friday noon, maybe afternoon. We're going to allow patrons to buy 1 or 2 max. No large orders at all. No, we're not doing 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s like the past. Those days are long gone. Similar to Magic, similar to Pokemon, it's just not possible. You have to adjust the quantities to prevent being oversold and things like that. I can't get more of the product. If I'm oversold, I'm screwed. I can't just call up a distributor or call LSS and say, hey, send me a pallet. I don't think they have excess on allocated to send me. So, first thing, obviously, so every one of you guys who buy on tonight's launch of Flesh and Blood, you will get an exclusive, the entire print run is, I would say, in my possession, but technically it's at PCG, and they're being slabbed. I think they're, as they're filming this video, I think we're at 600 of the 1,000 done, or are we at 700? We're around 600-700 of the Fool's Gold cards. The whole print run is at PCG. We are slabbing them and going through it and grading and sorting them by the grades and blah, blah, blah. So, with that being said, if you buy 2 of the promo kits, which are usually the whales and the hardcore investors, you will get a free puzzle piece. These are double-sided cards. They are cold foil. This particular puzzle piece is actually one of my favorites because it has, in the picture for the Rudy thing, it actually has stacks of actual, like, heart of Findles. So you have stacks of hearts in cold foil. This is probably one of my favorite puzzle pieces. Now, there are some other puzzle pieces that are just absolutely insane on the shine and everything. So the cold foil, these are all cold foil. They are double-sided. And yes, they have been updated on the text for the actual Gem Keeper and stuff like that. So, no, they are not for sale. They will be included for the patrons who buy 2, which are usually the more whales. People like to open a bunch and then keep one, or maybe, actually draft or do stuff like that. Now, to answer additional questions. Those of you wondering, yes, if you are from the past of many years and you survived the bear market and the crash, and you are a patron still, congratulations. So that also means if you buy 2, not only do you get a cold foil puzzle piece, all you have to do is add 69 cents to your order total. And that will flag your order for me to review to verify you are a Gem Keeper patron from 2021. And if you are, you will receive a cold foil puzzle piece, a different one. There are 9 pieces total. You will receive a second puzzle piece included with your order. Well, I guess it's not for free. Technically, it's 69 cents. So technically, I'm charging you 69 cents. If you're a Gem Keeper from the past, remember, when you send a payment to buy it, add 69 cents to your total. That will flag it in the system of orders for me to verify and run your name and see if you're on the original list from 2021. And if you are, congratulations, you will get a cold foil, Rudy piece for free. Well, I can't say that, for 69 cents. So you'll be able to get a second one. And the only thing I can guarantee you is the 2 pieces you receive in the same order will not be the same piece. Past that, I cannot guarantee you any particular piece. More information and the treasure map will be revealed a little bit later. It's not quite done yet. And the exchange rate system, kind of like, or I'm calling it the crafting system, will be revealed on the treasure map, showing you what pieces and how things work. For example, this is the only example I'm going to give you guys. Let's say you have two of the same puzzle piece. Let's say you have 2 of piece 1, whatever that is. I'm not going to reveal that. Let's say you have 2 of piece 1. You can exchange 2 of the same piece number 1s, and you get a piece number 2. Let's say you have 2 piece number 2s. You can exchange those, and you can get piece number 3. So there are ways to swap out pieces directly with me. Yes, you'll have to pay $4 in shipping and put them in an envelope and send them to me. They cannot be, well, bent and ripped and damaged. They have to be in, respectable condition. If there's a little scratch, it's fine. But, you can't send a ripped or cut up one. It won't work. Now, last but not least on the Gem Keeper Season 2 games. The prize is quite extravagant. It is a full art, double-sided, Marvel, insane cold foil, new version of the Rudy card. Now, that card, unlike the past, I am not running a sale to sell you all the card. But there will be a pay-to-win option revealed on the treasure map. There will be exchange options and different things for those of you, again, who don't want to play the game and respect all the work we put into it. Because some of you guys are just so ridiculously wealthy, you don't care. You just want all the cool pieces lined up, and we'll discuss that later. But overall, that's where things stand as it is. So, to summarize, no, the High Seas kit coming up tonight is not going to be jacked up to, again, we're keeping the price. I think the price I think it's 15% higher than the Hunted, or 18%? It's still pretty aggressively priced. We're not, like I said, there's a lot of speculation that Rudy's going to jack it to 700, 800, even 669. We're not doing any of that. The price is actually going to be very aggressive. I do expect it to sell out. I shouldn't sell it instantly with a lower quantity limit, but I do expect it to sell out in the same day, or at least within a couple hours. I do expect that. So, reminder, if you are, again, I'm going to repeat myself, if you're a long-term person of flesh and blood, you've been a long-term patron, you are part of the original Gem Keeper original thing, which do I have? Oh, I got an empty box. Hang on, I'm coming. Oh, wait, is that just a lid? Or is it the bottom? I got a lid. Never mind, it's just a lid. I lied. It's not. If you know what this is, well, I got the lid. If you know what this is, and you have one of these, that means your name is going to be on the original spreadsheet from 2021. And if you are, like I said, on all of these type of launches and specials, you're going to get some cool free cold foil pieces. So there is still plans in the future to continue the cold foil regular hero cards. I know we want to do the boots, the gear, and then of course some weapons and different things for the future Rudy Gem Keeper cards, for the hero merchants and everything in the actual game, for those of you who are obsessed with your ultimate pit fight thing. So, I wanted to go over that with you guys. It's been a lot of work behind the scenes. It's been a lot of wild things going on. I apologize I wasn't able to make that. We had started and we were going to make a really cool, spoiler video for the Fool's Gold. I'll tell you guys, at least let you guys appreciate it. So number one, we're going to make one Fool's Gold video where literally we're going to take all the promos and the slabs and tape 20 by 20, make a big sheet of them like this, all taped together, okay? And we were going to pull them out of the water. And as if we found the gold, and we were going to pull the whole thing out of the water. The issue is we started grading them. We realized a lot of them had damages and imperfections, and then we didn't really want to risk all the slabs and taping them together. Because a lot of the slabs would have been scratched up, and we'd have to probably re-slab them and crack them. And essentially, we just didn't have the time to do it. It's just there was too much behind the scenes, time and labor to redo it, film the video, edit, get it ready. And we didn't have enough lead time in getting the promos and getting it done. We've got a couple weeks. We've just been working it just to try to get these things prepped for the sale. Number two, just remember, just because I'm running the sale and everything, the new High Seas doesn't come out till Friday, which is technically 7 days from now. So no, your order will not be shipping tonight. Your order will not be shipping tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday or Monday. If you're lucky, your order will probably ship between Tuesday and Thursday. And if you're real lucky, you'll get it on release day, but most people will get it a couple days after release because USPS is like the Matrix. Nobody understands why some packages show up in 2 days and why some packages take 2 months and they just randomly show up. That's the post office, am I right? So that's what's going on. The whole thing with the treasure packs and the gold packs and different things. I don't know about these rumors about a reprint of High Seas you guys have been asking me about without treasure packs. I don't think that's coming. I've not heard anything about that. I don't know who started that rumor. Number two, I think this is a classic situation where people just... I'll be honest. I think what happened is everybody was so obsessed with Final Fantasy's release with Magic. I feel like stores underordered, underappreciated the direction of what LSS is doing. And by the way, I asked you guys in the other video, the term was shilling. I am shilling. That was the term. I couldn't remember what it was. I think I said gatekeeping or goading, or I fucked it up. I'm sorry. It was shilling. Thank you guys. This is just a classic example. Like, it's almost like a short squeeze situation where there's just... It's different when people expect it. And everybody overorders it. But when it's not, and we get that knee-jerk reaction, we get the aggressive market situation that we're in right now. And, well, it is what it is, folks. I'm very honored and privileged and thankful to be part of Flesh and Blood, and congratulations to the company for passing their 5 years or 5th anniversary to the public, especially in the US. And super congratulations to the company be able to expand worldwide, especially in like the Japanese markets. I'm hearing like South America, Brazil, like Singapore, Europe, other parts of the world outside the US. It is incredibly difficult to put a name for yourself in the card world. And congratulations to LSS, because, you know, it was funny because we started this year in 2025. And no, I'm sorry. 2024. Oh my God. We started 2024. I'll never forget this. And Heavy Hitters came out. And when Heavy Hitters came out, it was the first time I remember feeling a difference in the excitement of patrons and people buying. But even then, it wasn't extreme. It did well. But then all of a sudden, like, I remember getting a lot of messages, even from Japan. And I had like this new surge of even Japanese patrons from around the world who were buying Flesh and Blood from me and paying in Bitcoin or, you know, crypto or Ethereum or USDC or whatever. And I remember thinking, wow, like the international patrons, the non-USA people were happier and more excited about like Misty and then Rosetta than like the US counterparts. Now, of course, there's exceptions, but the overall, it felt weird. I had never seen that before. And that had started about Q1, Q2 of 2024. And I thought that was a really... And I was like, that's a strange pivot. I wonder if it's going to stay that way. And that had started happening. And then, as we progressed forward into, well, you know, Rosetta last year and, you know, the Hunted, and now, you know, High Seas as we go to the middle or summer of 2025. Because this year, I mean, yeah, that's right. God, time flies. Like a blur, everybody. I feel like the overseas hype like spilled back to the U.S. Now, most of you all in the United States believe that the extreme bull market in collectibles being led by Magic and Pokemon. The attitude is the Magic and Pokemon bull market spilled over into One Piece, Weiss, Lorcana, Flesh and Blood, and all the other newer, like Star Wars Unlimited, the new card games you have coming up and everything. But it's weird that just the chain of events isn't the same as I've seen in the past. And that's what I think has been very interesting. I've never seen it like that before. But now Flesh and Blood's on a huge tear. And it's really nice to see the growth and the stability and the success and the upticks of singles and box prices. And even the reprints that people were like, oh my God, Command and Conquer. What was it, some of the books got reprinted? What was it? The Tomes? Something. And it's interesting to see even the reprints, the demand for it. Life's a funny thing how when you wait and wait and the future unfolds, it's funny how things work out sometimes. And it's just funny how market cycles, and I feel like this is the first time flesh and blood can flourish without COVID, a pandemic, printing and distribution delays. We all have to shut down, and because everything's dangerous, and then of course the U.S. with its hyperinflation craziness and interest rates and the economic turmoil. Like, I feel like, I guess now we got the Trump and the tariff volatility, but it's still better than what we had before. It's just interesting. It feels like for the first time, the last few releases of Flesh and Blood feel different. We talked about this in the other video, but it feels like the restrictions, like the speed bumps, like I would say like the gates or the cages or the locks. Like, it just feels like there's more of a smooth runway for the game to flourish now versus all the other outside variables that Flesh and Blood was always pushing against. Not just internally, not just the beginning with like some of these big US partners that were just honestly just not good. They just did things, and they just, lied and did things that were just really, really bad. And I know. Well, Rudy, you're a terrible person. I know. But, as long as your stepsister still likes me, we're in, folks. But now, with where it's at, it feels more organic. You don't have the outside restrictions of the economy and COVID. And it's wild to watch Flesh and Blood flourish. And for those of you who've been around a long time, I feel like you have a better understanding of what I mean, the way it feels now. And a lot of the people from the past who did pump and dump and just try to make the, quick tendies and everything, well, they're gone. And they're definitely, I guess they're in Pokemon, right? Am I right? But it's nice. It's really nice. I hope it doesn't get, I honestly hope it doesn't get too out of control. Like, I have to admit, I hope high seas, like, above MSRP or with, I don't care about the MSRP situation. Well, Rudy, it's like triple map pricing. I don't care about the map. I don't care about the MSRP. The market's healthy. Everybody wants the boxes. The pricing is going to be figured by all of you guys and the sum of everything. But I do hope it doesn't get out of hand. Because if we see, I don't want to see high seas boxes 30 days from now, and all you guys are sending me love messages because you bought a Rudy kit and you flipped it and tripled your money kind of thing. It's okay to go up. It's okay for people to flip things, and I don't care about that. You can flip a Rudy kit or scalp it on eBay. I don't care about any of that. You can do what you want. It's your money. When you buy it, we had a fair and square thing. You supported Flesh and Blood. You supported me. But I hope we don't see where a situation like there are no high seas boxes, and then they start breaking like $250, $300, $400 a box. Like, at $150 a box, $180, even $199, even $200 a box, I feel like, in 2025 with the costs and the market conditions, I feel like 200 plus a box is high, but it feels like it's about to happen. Now, I'm not going to sell for that, but I feel like, looking at the market right now, people are almost paying, actually, there's sold listings as of the filming this, for $180 to $190, well, I guess with tax, $210 a box, which would be $800 to $900 a case. Now, I'm not selling for anywhere near that price, but I hope it doesn't spike to 1,000 plus a case and it gets wiped out. I hope it can have more of a steady movement. Like a year from now, the box goes up to $250 in a year or two. And like 3 years from now, high seas boxes are $300 a box. Like, I'd like to see more steady. I'd like to see stability. Growth and appreciation of cards and boxes is fantastic. It lets all of you guys who spend your money, and your money holds value, and you worked hard for your money. Like, all of these things, I'm very happy to see that. But I hope it's not, Lord of the Rings $2,000 a box. I hope it's not Final Fantasy at $1,000 collector box kind of thing, which is clearly going to happen. So I'm done rambling. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, LSS. Thank you, James. Thank you for allowing me the honor and privilege to continue to work with you guys. And as always, I will tell you all, just like I did 5 years ago, my goal for Flesh and Blood is, yes, guess what, folks? I do try to make money. So I know that may shock some of you guys, but my goal is to try to get the name in front of as many of you guys as possible and to sell the product to as many people and patrons as possible. Because every one of you guys who buys it or watches the video, historically, you're going to show other people your card collection and you're going to share videos and do that. So the goal is, number one, is to always, again, try to get as much reach as possible for Flesh and Blood. Number two, yeah, I try to make money. I'm sorry, that's a shock factor, and I know that freaks some of you guys out. Where's my shocked Pikachu face? But number three, I will make more money, and you guys will do better, and the game will be healthier, and everybody will profit better, and everybody will enjoy the market conditions and secondary market if more people play the game and there's a larger player base. Hence why the ecosystem requires collectors, players, and investors to coexist in a free market. And my job is to make sure I can spread the word of Flesh and Blood. And after 5 years, thank you to everybody. Hope you have a great day. I'm sorry for the people who won't be able to get product. And I'm very happy to see the success that the game is doing. And here's to many, many more. Y'all have a great day. All right, penis.